Hello and welcome to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I'm your host, Phil Maynard.
And I'm your other host, Anthony Hernandez.
Today we are going to be doing a lot of podcasting.
Two-part episode, crossover, lots of little things noticed in the show.
Arrow, Flash, Beatdown. It was awesome.
I know, what was it?
What's up?
Trying to think. I'll remember it later, don't worry.
Yeah, what a lot of people were complaining. By the way, I know I'd say this at most in most of the podcasts, but this is a big one. We are going to spoil things. So if you haven't seen it or are going to not watch it, I don't know why you would not watch it.
I don't even know why you warn him anymore.
I know, but I just want to, since I feel we're going to get a bigger fan base off of this being such a big event. After the pilot aired, we gained so many more fans. This is going to gain a lot more, I feel.
Hope so.
So
that'd be nice.
So I just want to do a big warning to everyone. We are going to spoil things that happened in the episode because this is a commentary podcast. We've seen it. We literally just finished watching both of them. Anthony had not seen them yet this week.
Yeah, sat down for 2 hours and we watched both episodes, and now we're going to sit down for 2 hours and watch them again.
Yeah. Hey, good episodes to do it to, right?
It's too hard to do it when you're first watching it because you're watching it. Second time you're observing it.
Yeah.
Phil, you watched it 3 times now.
I know, and I've seen part of the Flash part. I watched a little bit of it today when I was trying to download the Arrow. I was trying to make sure I had the right file and everything. Obviously, I had it because it was all from iTunes, but I wanted to know what part I was at. I was just messing around with the... Yeah. So, big episode. We got to see 2 villains in this show this week. We got to see Roy Bivolo, who I believe is Prism, but his name I may have heard is the Rainbow Raider, because he's able to see what the show only went into is how he made his eyes red and made people angry. He has the ability of the whole lantern, the whole color spectrum. He can make people feel in love. He can make them give them willpower.
So he could change the color of his eyes.
Yes, he can make them not red. He can make them blue, indigo.
That sounds like a Green Lantern's dream.
Yeah.
My partner, like, hey, give me will. All right.
Yeah. Well, there is one Green Lantern who actually has worn all the rings. He's known as the Ring Bearer, and that is Kyle Rayner. Do you remember him?
No.
Oh. He's like the newest of all of him.
But let's get started on the episode.
Yeah, we got an email from also our Facebook page exploded during the crossovers because everyone was talking and stuff, but we got an email here. We got an actual email from Mel Jones, fan of the podcast. Everyone knows Mel.
I know Mel.
What's up, Mel?
What's hand in Mel?
Mel is a good friend of mine. He did the cover for my book,
and I think I give him a shout out every single time I do an episode.
So Anthony's gonna read the email from Mel.
Right. Hey Phil and Anthony, I spent a few days binge watching episodes of the show I couldn't watch as they aired. Does that mean you're watching our podcast? No, never mind. We warn you. I'm so happy that I got to watch this week's episode live. Like most people would describe it, it was awesome. It was cool to see Barry go bad, much like Clark Kent on Smallville. It was also good to finally see Eddie have some level of character development. He was feeling kind of flat and useless to me. Now the audience finally gets to decide if I like him or hate him in the future. Let's see here. There was the right amount of comedy with the Arrow trying to train the Flash. I love how the episode tied into Season 2 of Arrow by reintroducing the mother of Oliver's son, Connor Hawke. So many thoughts about this episode, and I can't wait for next week's episode. Have a good show, guys. Welcome back, Anthony. Thank you, Mel.
Welcome back, man.
Even though I read your email a little choppy there, that's my bad. I totally agree with that thought of Connor Hawke. I forgot.
He's right about the age that Oliver found out, which is about 10. Connor was about 10.
Yeah, because it was before he even went to the island.
Yeah, it was about 2 years, I think, before he went to the island, I believe.
In this episode,
don't bite my head off.
Actually, you're
guys.
right. Because in this episode, they mentioned that he said, I've been doing this for 8 years, Barry.
Yeah.
So that's 10 years.
Yeah, that would be 10 years. So he's right about the age. And we know he's a child, and he can use a phone at that age because he called his mom for hot chocolate.
Yeah, his mom went to go get him something.
At Jitters, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I forgot about it. It took me so long to remember. I was sitting there for a while just staring at her face. I'm like, she has so been in an episode before, but what? She wasn't that, like, huge. Like, I was trying to, like, who was she? And then I'm like, I just said, I'm like, that's Oliver's, like...
Baby mama?
Yeah, that's his baby mama. That's his... that was his lady that got pregnant, and his mom paid her to go to Central City, and I was like, dang, they brought her back.
Yeah. Also, you've never seen Smallville, correct?
No, I never watched Smallville.
The whole Clark Kent on Smallville references, every so often to make the show interesting. Well, in Smallville, they had kryptonite, and they had all these different colors of kryptonite. Red kryptonite made Clark just snap and just go evil. He wasn't fully evil, he just did what he always wanted to do, sort of things. Like, it's like, what would Superman do if he had no restrictions?
Mm.
Like, in one of them, he went to Metropolis and became, like, a vigilante. He went to Vegas, I think, in one episode.
Well, yeah, you can see through cards.
Exactly.
21 would be easy that way, man.
Did I turn on the closed captions on this? I need to make sure I did that. Yeah. Okay.
So the record, guys, we have not even started the Flash episode.
No, so don't... I hope you guys haven't started yet.
This has just been us watching... us just talking to a screen, reading emails, and commenting.
And having a good time. You've been having a busy week.
Yes, very busy week.
So, I think we're going to start it off and pressing play right now. Barry's running through cars.
The common Flash intro.
Like every other good show on television, it starts with, "My name is."
It's like, this show, they started off really, really well. Honestly, I was bored with Arrow the first, like, 5 episodes. Give or take, maybe half that season.
Episode 5, they brought in, I think... No, Deadshot was brought in episode 3, I believe.
It wasn't until he was really established as Arrow.
Yeah.
Like, I really started going, like, I had to tell everyone, watch the first 5 and just bear through it.
Yeah.
But then you'll really like the show after that.
I got you to watch it because I was like, hey, season 2, episode 10, they bring in Flash. And you're like, well, now I have to watch this show.
Yeah, now I have to watch this show. And then...
Because Anthony, everyone knows.
I didn't watch it until the Flash was brought in. I was like, all right, I'll watch it now. And you can't just start on that episode. You got to watch it from the beginning.
Yeah, everyone knows on here that I talk about you as my big Flash fanatic fan or friend.
The Flash is tight. It's just, he's cool. He's just the best superhero ever. I love Justice League Unlimited because of him.
And he was voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, who I got to meet at Comic-Con, and he signed my little Flash toy.
So we get the entrance, the Flash is talking about feelings, how they're not scientific.
It's really brilliant that he's doing all that, because it's foreshadowing what's going to happen with all the feelings and stuff. See how it says Palmer Technologies on that billboard?
Yeah.
That's Ray Palmer.
That's the first... like, hint, this is a crossover episode besides the commercial, all the advertisement, and us telling you.
Yeah. Did you notice that the street sign said Queen?
Really?
Yeah, it said Queen just a little bit ago. Well, he ran past about 10 more street signs.
About 600 miles an hour,
And then he just freezes in front of Jitters for a second. This guy looks so much...
I so thought he was the Penguin.
Yeah.
I just was like, that's the Penguin from Gotham. Why is he in here? And
Are you watching that show?
Yeah, I've been watching Gotham.
I need to catch up. I only watched episode 4 and then I lost it.
He so looks like the Penguin.
Oh, he does.
And then his eyes, look, he's got cracks when he
does the red. Yeah, it does it to everyone.
He gives him a crack. I didn't notice that.
And he's just making eye contact with everyone, just being polite.
Me and Phil were talking about how this looks like Zoom. His eyes, how they're red.
Well, I saw it more so when Barry got affected by it. Spoiler alert. You know what? I'm not even doing it anymore for this episode. Spoilers are coming, guys. Bear down.
So basically, anyone who sees his eyes just trips, and just the restraints that people have to not attack each other brutally just go away.
Yeah, it's kind of like that whole... Man, if it wasn't for social conformity, I would just beat you down right now. How many people in the world want to do that every so often?
It's like, if I didn't know this was wrong, like, I wouldn't do it. Like,
we all know Eric wants to do that.
Yeah.
Eric has said that multiple
If Eric
times.
ever sees this guy, I'd be scared. He knows how to use a rifle. I mean,
he knows how to use a bow perfectly.
You could take down a buck. Like, you could take me down, bro. He got a $500 shot there.
Yeah. Oh, he moved the change machine. I didn't notice.
I think it
that.
must have been super heavy.
Yeah, because it had how many pennies in there, and pennies are like one of the heaviest of the coins, I believe.
I was kind of waiting for like a joke in this, like he tries to slap the bullet and just gets shot through the hand, like. But they never did anything like that.
In Smallville, every time Clark went into slow motion, he just flicked the bullet out of the way.
This is the closest thing you'll ever get to a sex scene in Flash.
And then he just buzz kills it.
And he just buzz kills it. Hecka funny. It's like
I didn't even know.
I really like these crossovers because it points out how like upbeat the Flash is compared to the Arrow series. How it's very dark and morbid. It's like it's a game, and they point it out too in the. We'll talk more about that in the Arrow.
Yeah,
episode,
when we get to that stuff.
But you really notice it now.
You guys got about an hour till we talk about that. We're sorry, everyone. I say we should apologize ahead of time for what's going to happen to everyone.
Yeah, it's all good. So was it Eddie's just getting ready for work? He's saying like,
well, he's going to the gym.
Oh, he's going to the gym.
He wants to hit it. Wants to pump some iron. And not Iris.
He basically just uses her telling him that you don't believe until Flash until like a really good pickup line, and then he just leaves.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He just turns it around like, hey, I could turn this into a good situation.
After he killed the moon?
Yeah, he killed the moon. He's like, well, that ain't happening. Leave on a good note. Talking about the bank. Now, Barry's talking about the bank robbery with, I always want to call him, it's so bad.
Joe.
I always want to call him
the detective.
Yeah, the detective, like Sergeant. I don't know what I want to call him.
You could call him the detective because that's what Wells calls him.
Yeah, the detective.
That's also what Ra's al Ghul calls Batman.
Yeah. The detective.
I'm sorry, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, that's a better name for Batman. Like, if you're trying to like think of something else to call him, like, you're the detective.
Ooh, right here we're getting a foreshadowing of coming up in the next episode. This is a spoiler alert that hasn't been said yet. Close your ears. The detective's boyfriend is the Pied Piper coming up. Because he says right there that his boyfriend wants him to eat healthier. And we already know Pied Piper's coming in. And it was just confirmed, I think, yesterday I read.
But they have to introduce his character realistically, like slow, let you build up to it. So they're just giving an Easter egg here.
Yeah. They do that with every character in the show. It's really good.
Well, if they didn't do that and they just threw him in, it'd be hard for the audience to really believe.
I love how it's Big Belly Burger. There is Big Belly Burger everywhere. It's like Burger King or McDonald's or
in the freaking in the DC
Ooh.
world.
I just noticed Joe's wearing a ring, so there is a mom in this situation. Was it you that I was talking with yet?
Yeah,
last week?
Never heard anything about Iris's mom, right?
Yeah.
Like, nothing about Iris's
mom. But
mom.
Joe's wearing a ring, I just noticed. So that's a good hint right there.
I'm wondering if she's dead. I'm, like, starting to wonder, and they just don't talk about it.
Yeah, probably. And then she could never have another sibling or whatever, so...
It's just Iris.
So they adopted
Yeah, they took in Barry.
Yeah. So that...
That's weird.
Ooh, what if she was pregnant when she died or whatever, something happened?
They're probably going to do some crazy thing where she's going to be somebody, like, big in the comics.
Oh, yeah. It might be a supervillain that we're going to come in contact with.
So it'd have to be we just have to limit it. Most likely be a female African-American hero. So
yeah.
It would have to be,
I doubt they would make it a hero, because then they would have to change a lot of comics stuff.
Or a villain.
Yeah, villain is more possible. And the Big Belly Burger's stolen. Barry just stole the captain's lunch.
His first taste of crime.
Anger, hate, and aggression.
As Yoda.
I like it how it says that in
the subtitles.
Brackets.
The subtitles straight say, as Yoda, when Cisco quotes Yoda.
That is great. Sorry, guys, for the coughing. I'm a little under the weather.
Yoda is so big that they could just say, oh, it's Yoda.
Yeah.
He's quoting Yoda, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, I know who Yoda is.
I just feel bad because the closed captioning is for people who sometimes can't hear.
If you don't know who
Yoda
is,
just like, who's
there's
Yoda?
something wrong with you. Like, there's something really you've not been
How
around
does Yoda
the last
talk
20 years.
like?
That 20 years you have not been around on this planet.
Actually, that would be about 30.
It would be longer now, yeah.
Yeah, 30 because...
30 years.
Episode
70s,
5
right?
came out... No, episode 5 came out in 1980.
There was an episode Star Wars in the 70s?
Yes, that was episode 7. Or that was episode... episode 4 came out then. The next one, episode 5, came out in 1980. Okay, sorry. We're going nerd real quick. Actually...
It's all good.
The poster is right there. That's 1980...
1997.
Huh. Oh, that must have been when it was re-released. Return of the Jedi.
Stupid, yeah.
Special edition.
With the original one.
I have Empire Strikes Back.
Here's another Caitlin giving Barry a relationship advice now.
She's like, don't do it. It's dangerous.
This is exactly the same thing as Arrow's like love triangle thing.
With
when Oliver, who's his main woman?
Felicity and Laurel.
Laurel. He liked Laurel.
Oh,
he was
real quick,
into
real
Laurel,
quick.
and eventually fell for Felicity.
The whole, what should I call you? He's like, well, I doubt you'd want to call me Ralph. And that actually is a reference to Superman Returns, when I think that's a straight line that they stole from that.
I do not remember. I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen that in a long time. But yeah, I feel if you say it, it's a fact. Like, I know it.
Well, I read it online on my Easter egg page. So, hard investigating right there.
Right,
Ooh, okay, that was really loud over his intercom with Cisco saying Barry. We both thought that Iris might have heard
it. Yeah, she didn't, but it sure seemed like she didn't. She's all fangirl right now for him. Like, literally.
I like that.
But before this episode, like, after this point where he talks to Iris, he kind of goes downhill.
Yeah.
Pretty fast with that relationship between her and the Flash, but, like, she's all Google-eyed for him crazily.
See, also, I didn't notice that there was a key in there. I've seen this episode this is my third time seeing it. And,
yeah, so...
what was I gonna say? Oh, sorry guys. When
Tired.
Barry's in the suit, I feel that Cisco and Caitlin on the radio should call him Flash, just in case they get hacked or anything. In all my superhero stuff that I write, whenever they're in the suit, you call them by their superhero name in case something happens.
You know what I noticed about this episode?
What?
I think this is the first episode they haven't done this, where why do I forget everyone's name? It drives me
Joe?
crazy. No, the man in the wheelchair.
Wells.
He doesn't go to his freaking standing room. This whole
Actually,
episode.
this is the third time they've done that.
Really?
5 other episodes, he has gone to the room.
He's gone a lot. Like, every episode, he ends the episode with him in that room.
Yeah, and you find out more information about him. I love how he jumps up that. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Arrow's in the episode now.
Yeah, Arrow just entered the episode. He kind of just stole the victory from Flash.
Yeah, and the logo for Flash then has Arrow's shoot by.
So this is the first, like, encounter of a true crossover.
Where are they? Like, I don't know where they are.
I think it's crazy how big Felicity has gotten in both the shows.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine the person making this
Oliver's
thought her
back.
character would be this entwined in both these shows.
I love Diggle in this. Oh, look, there's a little Green Lantern in front of him.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, everyone.
Maybe.
Oh, you're fast. I love. That's awesome.
Diggle has the only realistic like I really believe his reaction to that. Just you're fast. Like he just doesn't know what to say. He's like,
most people are just like, okay.
I accept you have super speed, and that's what I expect.
Yes,
like
you better have that super speed.
Diggle's
and Diggle's
like,
over here like, whoa, he has super speed?
Reminds me of the Minions from Despicable Me. Man, like what? Like the long like. Yeah, say what?
Oh, we're nerds. So Felicity's talking about the murder weapon in Starling City being a boomerang, and Barry's like, "Oh, cool!"
Like this is tight.
And Oliver's like, "No, it's not."
This is like they don't really focus on the boomerang as much in this episode because that's in the Arrow episode.
Yeah, but the reason they bring it up in this is to say, hey, this is a crossover.
Yeah,
if they did not bring up the bow and arrow the boomerang in this episode, it would not have been a crossover. It would have just been 2 episodes with both characters in.
Well, it would have been like the first episode where he's like, I woke up and he heads down there,
and it was only crossover for that because Barry showed up.
And they had to do it.
And now we get both Team Arrow and Team Flash in both episodes, except for Wells. Wells was not in the Team Arrow episode.
I really like how intertwined they've kept these shows.
I love this.
Oh, some fan service here.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
First, we have Diggle freaking out.
Man, that's not freaking you out. Let's go. So, basically, Barry picks up Felicity and runs her back to his man cave, or whatever. But he lights her shirt on fire, and she's got to
with
take
the
it off.
speed, and then she has to rip off her clothes.
Which is total fan service for everybody. Cause
There's a GIF online of just that over and over. Someone sent it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like they could have not have had that scene at all, and no one would have noticed or tripped or done anything.
And Cisco's like, "Oh, I'll always remember this." That was a good line. So Felicity gets dressed with a Star Labs jacket. Cisco's freaking out now that there's a boomerang.
He thinks the boomerang's tight.
Which there's a little reference right here because it's vibrating a little bit. Which Cisco has the power to make things vibrate. Not yet, probably, but
soon.
Later. See, okay, so I feel that Caitlin is sometimes more attractive than Felicity. I was noticing this earlier when we were watching again. But when Felicity is all dolled up and stuff, that's when she's more attractive. Do you see that too?
Well, it's like they have to make one female character, like, dress more appropriately and then the other look more attractive. Or if they had both attractive, it would
just make
throw
the
off
show.
chemistry in the show. So I think they switch it back and forth on purpose. And on crossovers especially, because I think Caitlyn, wasn't she looking more like a scientist than a babe in the episode where Felicity came in?
Maybe.
And then now it's vice versa. Now Felicity looks more like a scientist, computer tech, and now Caitlyn looks more like a babe.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I'm seeing it. If there's any female listeners, I'm just using babe as a reference. I can't think of a better word right now.
Well, I feel that's the same way as
I feel our female fan base is low.
Yeah, we don't have a high female fan base.
Do we have a female fan base?
I don't know. No one emails us.
Female fan base? Please email us to confirm we have a female fan base.
Oh, by the way, we just talked over this. Wells said that man, and everyone went nuts on the internet thinking he said Batman.
Oh.
See,
no,
because what the line is,
Batman.
That man is terrorizing a city with brute force in the dark and in the shadows and stuff.
It sounds like Batman.
Batman is terrorizing a city with brute force and dark.
No, Batman is not in here.
Yeah.
Even though I thought I saw the Penguin this episode, and apparently they thought they heard the word Batman.
Well, we know that Wayne Tech is in this world.
Yeah, but at this point right now, Batman should exist.
I like how Diggle here is saying. So do you think he does everything fast?
Like he pees fast?
Do you think he goes to the bathroom fast after he eats?
That's horrible. It's like, that's a real reaction to it, though. Like, you would just be following up with, like, dumb questions you're thinking about just to rationalize something like that.
Well, I think Diggle has the most... You're right. Diggle has the most accurate response
that's
to all
a real
this.
reaction to it.
Yeah. All of us in the real world, when powers get come about, we're like, what? Is this real? Are we in danger?
I would have had a very similar reaction. It would have just been like, what? It just would have blown me away, but I would accept it because I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're at the coffee shop.
And Iris is, like, oogling over a billionaire being in her coffee shop.
You know, it's like, they don't state this... They state this once in this episode, and it's very sexual, but she basically says she has a list with her boyfriend that she can just do all of her at any time and not get in trouble.
Yeah, though the funny thing about that with celebrities is celebrities don't also have that list, everyone. I don't think they have a list of, hey, this random person. I know they made a joke of it in the show Friends.
It's just funny. She's like, yeah, he's on my list of people I could cheat on Eddie with. And it's like, really? Who are the other people on this list?
Well, one of them, his
there we go.
It's Bruce Wayne, and the other one's Arthur Curry. You know who that is?
For you, Arthur Curry. Sounds familiar. Who is he?
Aquaman.
Jeez, Aquaman.
Well, Aquaman's awesome, dude. And people who say he isn't don't understand comics then.
Yeah, so Oliver and Felicity are just having a conversation about how, is he a bad influence on Barry? No, Barry defended you.
And she's like, you need to help him, and he wants your help.
This fact that Barry defended him comes up a lot in this episode and the next episode.
Yeah.
It's referenced.
You know what also gets brought up both a lot in both episodes? What? Is how Barry gets shot.
Yeah, in the back during the training session. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But he agrees to, here's a good scene right here.
I just want them in costume. doing this scene,
the
just
camera,
like shaking hands.
I like the camera shot, how it looks like a comic book scene.
Yeah.
Like the shaking hands.
Yeah, with you and I.
Yeah.
We've filmed before.
Yeah, it's a low shot filmed up towards the light.
To make them both seem bigger than they actually are, sort of thing.
It's a good scene they shot. Probably not many fans would notice that if they weren't in a video class, but that's a hard thing to do.
True.
Let's see. So,
one of the things that I noticed about Roy Bivolo, that's the name of the...
Rocky is referenced in this episode. Like, Rocky?
Are we going to have a training montage like Rocky? And, no, Roy Bivolo, I was looking at his name, and I'm not sure if this is confirmed in the comics or anything, but I went on... They making silly code names.
They're teasing each other.
About...
Like, you're silly. No, you're silly. It's like, we're both silly. Let's go train.
No, but Roy Bivolo, I was looking at his name, and it looks a lot like the color spectrum for the Green Lantern series. Red, orange, yellow, Roy. Bivolo, blue, indigo, violet. I don't know the others, but...
It's like, the only problem I see with that is there's no substituting those colors with other colors that aren't related to comics.
Yeah.
Like, those are colors. Like, we can't apply them to this, that, we can't say, oh, it's the Green Lantern. Well, it's like, well, then every time they use yellow, green, purple, pink, red, any color. In the
color spectrum, we gotta say that, hey, is...
But it could possibly be that.
Yeah.
It could lead to that.
For any of those who want to pick up a really good comic book series, Blackest Night and Brightest Day. Pick those up. Really amazing.
This is the training session right here between Barry and Oliver.
Oliver's going to shoot an arrow.
He's like, I'm going to shoot you. And he's like, no, you're not. So he runs up, catches the arrow, goes, yeah, see.
Nice try. I caught it. And then 2 crossbows shoot him in the back.
He is so lucky that didn't go through his lungs.
I know. But Oliver knows what he's doing.
Then he just rips him out. Like, he's just like, I heard you heal fast.
Well, and later he says, you know what hurts more than an arrow going in? An arrow coming out.
Just rips it out.
Yeah.
You know what's horrible? What if he was misinformed about that healing thing? What if it was just
someone was
slightly
joking
faster?
about,
Like, oh yeah, he heals from a broken arm in a week. Like, no, he's out there bleeding out. Oliver don't know what to do. In the middle of nowhere, the dude who could run super fast is down. Like that would have been horrible. He was
this is just irony at its greatest.
What happened to Barry? Well, I kind of messed up, and he's dead.
I misjudged what you said about his healing.
Yeah, I really took it like he can heal in seconds. What? It's like
no one can do this, Oliver.
Yeah, it's like, what were you thinking?
Not even that journalist at the Daily Planet. That's DC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Bugle is Marvel. Oh, I like how Cisco's telling the Boomerang to stay.
So here's the first reference that they are the only 2 like main female helpers of their superheroes, Felicity and Caitlin.
And they're talking about the light spectrum and how colors can affect emotion.
Yeah.
Which is straight up what we were talking about just a second ago. And then she comes up talking like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, she's like, "What's up, Doc?" And she's like, "That was dumb. Well, I went to MIT. Just remember that." I like this test here. It's a test.
It is so a test.
I'm testing your loyalty to see if you'll betray Oliver, you'll betray us.
Yeah, because if he's from the future,
they're on level,
he probably already
level
knows.
600. It's finally a number that's not 52.
Well, we already knew way back from the first episode that it's on.
I think it's weird when they show numbers now in the background that aren't 52.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
I
spoiled you.
Yeah, he's like, tell me Oliver's name. She's like,
not Oliver, the arrow.
Well, tell me the arrow's name, and then she's like, I can't. It's not my secret to share. And he's just like, okay, I'll figure it out myself. And like literally 15 seconds later, they just announce it.
He's like, yeah, you need to call Oliver back. Which, seriously, is not that hard for him to figure out. She showed up in Central City with Oliver Queen.
Honestly, yeah, it's like,
and
you'd have to be a freaking moron not to figure out he's Oliver. Like, I really thought
in this episode, it gives it away big time.
They make the police officers seem a lot smarter in Central City than they do in Starling. Like, Starling's cops are kind of stupid that they didn't figure out, let's see, Oliver shows up, the arrow shows up. Oliver's gone, the arrow's in front of us. Like, well, didn't he come back, like, saying he shot things with arrows on that thing? Oh, yeah, and, the arrow shoots arrows. Like, Like, you know, there's a bunch of like super obvious hints.
The show kind of just spells everything out.
The Arrow has this weird obsession with Laurel. You know, Oliver has a weird obsession with Laurel, right?
Kind of like how Barry has with Iris, and
yeah, he pushed it too far though.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, he vibrates a lock so fast that it just falls off,
which is pretty cool.
That could happen though if you do vibrate a lot, like they come apart like that. But
so he then breaks into the.
Oh, what's that painting of? That looked like
it's a whole. There's a whole bunch of paintings with eyes colored. Did you notice that?
Maybe he's painting himself.
Yeah. Like the one with the blue eyes means
yeah, he's choosing.
Oh, blue is hope. Blue is hope.
So he's just been using, but he just uses rage this episode.
Yeah.
That's all. So basically he shoots Barry the Stare, but Barry, because he is the Flash, he's fighting off the reaction.
And he heals quickly, so he could probably heal it through, but as it's healing through his system, it might also just be like spinning on a cycle.
Yeah, it's basically getting repressed. And then when it gets to be too much, it just explodes in him.
Oh, you have no desire to go MMA on us, right?
MMA. Freaking. It's like, yeah, everything went red, but he starts being a jerk to everybody. Right here, I think this is the worst thing he probably did verbally.
Oh.
Even the stuff he said to Oliver was nothing compared to bringing up her dead husband.
Fiance, but
Fiance, yeah. He's just like, Caitlin, I'm not Ronnie. It's like, dude.
You gotta stop treating me like I am. And her face is just...
Like, she took that hard.
Yeah. And it boils on to what you're saying with their relationship.
It's like, it's the same thing in Arrow. Like, Oliver, he didn't see Felicity like that. And then Felicity was really on him about it. And then we're on the third season now?
Third season, episode 1, it happened, finally.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm going to hook up with Felicity.
And then at the end of the episode, he's like, nope, we're not doing this.
I guarantee you, Oliver, once he tries to get over...
Sarah?
Iris. Once Barry tries to get over Iris, he's going to hook up with Caitlin.
Yeah. And right there, at the end of the episode, we'll talk about that later. But Oliver is saying that I've been living this life for 8 years, and I know things that have happened, and I'm still alive.
So there's the 8 years quote. So 8 years have definitely passed since impregnation of what's his name? His last name is Hawk.
We don't know the wife's name. They never say her.
What's the son's name?
But the son's name is Connor Hawk.
Connor Hawk, yeah, that's it. So it's been at least 8 years. Minimum.
Which is a little awkward because Connor Hawk in the comics is half white, half black. So it's a little...
Well, yeah, Barry's got some explaining to do. Oh, not Barry, I'm sorry. Oliver has some explaining to do. Yeah.
So...
I don't know. I think DC Comics is trying to, like... If a character was black or white, they're just trying to, like, integrate more black superheroes into it. Because
Wally West is now.
Wally
they changed
West.
him in New 52, I believe.
He's black?
Yeah. Which makes sense that Iris in this show is, so it'll make sense when they bring in him.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just, it must be hard for DC Comics because when they first started this, it was dominated by, whites. And then
white men.
Yeah, and then now it's like things are different, but the ideas and the people who become fans of this stuff, it's difficult.
Now, the captain is now coming up behind Barry saying, I need you to give me the information now. And this is what everyone's wanted to do in their life, at least
he just told off
5
the boss.
times.
Stop bugging me.
He just yells at his boss.
But in all fairness, the boss only bugged him this one and only time. And he never shows up again, to bug him.
Well, he's kind of really angry at the boss right now because the boss is planning on building a task force to take out the Flash, which is him.
But he got back at him. He ate his lunch.
I know. So you were talking like all smack, saying that that's a bad thing. He had all the right to do that now.
They're even. Still life of crime.
Yeah.
Still murders.
Punching superheroes in the face. Okay, so... Ooh.
That's crazy. Like, Barry just...
Now, right there is when I thought, oh, what if they do something weird with the show and make that the first Professor Zoom is an evil Flash from the future? Barry went nuts, went back, it's hard to explain where my mind went on that one. It's just you got to fill in the gaps.
They've really, really stopped the fan base from knowing who Zoom is. They've done a really
By
great
the
job.
way,
I saw that picture on Facebook that confirms that it's not.
It's not Wells or Eddie.
Yeah.
Real quick, Barry said to Joe at the precinct, "I can't believe you're just like all of them. You're like Felicity. You're like Cisco. You're like Oliver." And this is where Joe should be like, "Wait, who's Oliver?" That sort of thing. Like, when was Oliver? And then Wells just says right there, "Oh, you need to call back Oliver Queen. We need the Arrow's help." Meaning Wells found out and just told everyone in the room.
And he's smiling. Like, he straight said, "I'll figure it out." He figured it out probably in their time about, I said 15 seconds. That's a bit bad. Probably 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that, but still, to figure out a superhero's identity that fast, that's pretty impressive.
So, Iris is saying, "Eddie, you're changing that radio station pretty hard and fast. Do you want a new radio for Christmas?"
It's like they're just having couple talk and they're arguing about the Flash.
Yeah.
Like, support me. Well, I want you to support me. And then that's the whole argument. And he's a bad guy. No, he's a good guy. I talked to him. You talked to him? Well, yeah, you're trying to arrest him. I don't want to tell you.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Like, I like him.
You're aware I write a blog and he has super reading speed.
Yeah, I don't get that. Barry could just, like, literally, he could sit there with all these crazy books and read them, like, super
He
fast.
could learn, like, what is it? Chemistry. He could learn, like, how to medical practice within a day. Oh, so car opens up and Eddie falls out. Car door opens up and Eddie falls out.
Yeah, dude, Barry would, having the Flash know, like, have a med kit, just like, that'd be crazy, because he could literally stitch you up and fix you up in a second.
Like, literally, you get shot, he takes the bullet out within the second of that bullet going into you and stitches you up instantly. You don't lose a single drop of blood.
Yeah, it's like,
he'd be so good at that if he knew.
There'd be no chance of bleeding out. Like, fatal wounds wouldn't be as fatal.
I like that. Eddie pulls out the gun and he's like, "It looks like you don't read your own girlfriend's blog. I can outrun a bullet." So Cisco is all geeking out to Diggle, and Diggle's not having any of
It's
it.
basically they put one of us viewers in there, and it's Cisco.
Yeah, I love Cisco. A lot of people hate Cisco, and I don't know why. He
tries real hard.
Yeah,
He tries real hard to be funny, and it's like he is funny now, but at
well,
first,
I always thought he was funny.
it's hard to adjust from a show from Arrow to the Flash, and then him
Yeah.
forcibly being funny. And you're
Yeah.
like, no one's that funny in Arrow.
Yeah, there's no comedy in that show.
I think he's funny now. I laugh at his stuff now.
At Arrow.
No, at Cisco.
Oh,
Just the
Cisco.
first episode though, I was like really like hard into it. Like, what? Like, this is
Why-
supposed to be serious.
Yeah, you're making jokes. Get over it.
Oh, the Flash is in full rage mode. He ripped Eddie out of the car, threw him to the ground. Now he's gonna beat him up. I was trying to talk him down. I don't think it doesn't work.
Yeah. Or does it?
I like how angry he looks. He's just crazy.
Oh, he gets. I love this line right now.
Run.
Not that line.
Run?
No,
Run.
no. You need to calm down. Followed by, and you need to hold on.
And
And
just
runs. That is so great.
drags Oliver. Like, I don't know how fast he was going. Right, he's going fast. He's
But-
lucky.
Remember, Arrow's outfit is the same stuff you would wear motorcycling. So he's already safe for being dragged across the ground if an accident happens.
Let's see here.
Eric's trying to get a
So,
motorcycle right now.
Right now, they're just doing the super like fan boy experience here. Who'd win in a fight?
Who'd win in a fight, Arrow or Flash? And all of us are like, well, obviously the Flash would win.
I mean, they're saying we'll take experience over experience over what do you say, talent?
We'll take experience over speed.
That's it. Yeah, experience over speed. But
Because it comes down to the quality or quantity thing.
yeah, it's like you get
Well,
quality
he has
with
the
all of
quality, he has the quantity.
he has the powers. But to be totally honest, though, if they were to get in a fight and they weren't trying to write a TV show like this or like a legit fight,
Where it has to end in a certain way.
yeah, the Flash would probably remove the weapons from Oliver before he had a chance to use them.
Yeah.
That'd
I
probably be
remember
the
in,
deciding factor. Just Oliver wouldn't have his weapons.
I remember in playing Injustice. Good game, everyone. Play it if you can. There's a scene in the story mode.
Well, this is
I
the second
love
time.
this.
Second time he ever ran up a building.
Yeah, and he just drops. He just undoes Arrow's arrow.
Yeah, he had like a grappling hook arrow, basically.
Yeah, and like pulled it off, and
Yeah, he wasn't even going
Oliver
to catch
fell.
Oliver. He was going to let him fall and hit the ground.
yeah,
See, like, look at... This is a scene where I'm saying, like... See, Oliver can't fight him hand-to-hand.
yeah.
He's just too fast. It's not skill. It's just... If you're moving really slow, it's easy to dodge you.
The thing is, Oliver
He gets
is
one punch.
anticipating the hits. He knows where all. He's noticing Barry's movement.
Yeah, he's reading Barry. He got one hit in, though, that whole fight, which is impressive, but Barry kind of really owned him. Like, right here, he just beats up Oliver, but he could have de-armed him, like, took his weapons from him.
But there's in the story mode of Injustice, Oliver shoots a arrow at Flash. Flash catches it, and he's like, "Ollie, you know you can't hit me." And Oliver's like, "I know," and jumps behind a desk, and the arrow explodes in Flash's face.
It's like, he just has... You have to outsmart the Flash to beat him. It's hard because he's smart.
He's one of the he's one of the most brilliant people in DC.
Yeah, it's cool because he's smart, but he's young right now. This is the Flash young.
Yeah.
So you could really get the better of him. But when Flash is older, he's the alpha hero. I love him.
So right here, he's being flashed with, I think that's blue, purple, pink, and green, which is hope, will, compassion, and love of the color spectrum. So there you go, everyone. There's your history for the day.
Just checking my text message.
Okay.
But so that resets Barry. He just goes back to being Barry.
Barry's just like, "I'm sorry,"
It's the special kind of hangover.
which Barry doesn't get anymore because he doesn't get hangovers anymore. You know?
Yeah, he can't even get drunk.
Yeah. So Barry's like, "I'm sorry, forgive me, it wasn't your fault." So they go through the whole, like, superhero, like, "I'm sorry" sort of situation thing.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you fought someone
And
that seriously, you'd kind of have a bonding moment after it's over.
yeah, and right here, Bivolo is just, he's already captured. We don't get to see that thing. Because...
He's just screaming at him like, "Hey! Hey!"
Adios. Oh, Rainbow Raider. I think that might actually be the name of him.
Rainbow Raider.
Oh, I've got a prison like this. It's on an
Inhospitable.
island in the North China Sea.
Yeah. So Oliver basically saying, you know, not many people. He gets the whole group together and says, "Not many people know my secret. You guys know my secret. If you tell anyone, my family's gonna get hurt." It's basically sounding like he's threatening them.
If anyone finds out who I am, I will kill all of you.
He just basically puts the seriousness on him about the situation.
But we don't get the scene of them fighting Bivolo, which
Is
is
that
left.
supposed to be tied like that?
I think so.
I wasn't sure if that was the one that was set on fire and she.
No.
just fixed it.
No. That's just how the
Oh.
dress is, because
Don't know if
fashion's weird.
Don't know female styles. See, this is why we need a female audience. They could just
Hey.
they can be like, "Hey, Anthony, you're stupid."
Do we have any? I think we have one named Annie, because she
Hmm.
talks sometimes on the Facebook page.
That's cool.
Um,
Annie, at this moment, you are an entire female audience.
until someone else speaks up. Thank you.
Yep.
No, but they don't show that fight because the episode wasn't about their fight.
It was about them becoming a team.
Yeah, the episode title is Flash vs. Arrow.
There's a fight in the Arrow one.
The big fight in this episode was Flash vs. Arrow. It wasn't Bivolo at all. So it's left up to the imagination of the fans to come up with. And my imagination says that Oliver shot an arrow at Bivolo. Bivolo mind-controlled someone to take the arrow instead. Barry caught the arrow before it hit the guy and stabbed it into Bivolo's back. That's just how my imagination took it. But I'm a writer. And I digress. So we're back at the coffee shop, and Eddie and Iris are all happy, lovey again.
And this is the first turn. This is the first turn of event where Iris is now anti-Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, she did see Flash just like pull her boyfriend out of a moving car. in front
And
of
just
her.
beat him down. So, pop music is playing in the background, I guess.
I did not hear the pop music.
We can't hear it.
Yeah, on
We see
subtitles.
music symbols.
In subtitles, I noticed things that, like, you notice things that just don't. normally happen. Like, you don't notice.
And
This coffee shop is very popular for superheroes.
I know, right?
It's like the second.
Oh my
second
gosh!
time.
For any of those, that's a great joke. For any of those who know howitshouldhaveended.com or the How It Should Have Ended videos, do you ever watch those?
Yeah, I watched the Superman
Dude,
one.
Super Cafe, Superman,
Yeah.
Batman.
For real.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. And they're just talking about their movie.
Yeah, I'm Batman.
Yeah. So Oliver and Barry are just having a conversation. Saying,
They're just having a nice cup of coffee.
Barry's like, I said a lot of mean stuff to you. I'm sorry. I was drunk on rage. And he's like, all right.
It's
forgive
cool.
You can talk to me about anything. We're buddies. Brings up shooting him in the back.
No, I'm gonna shoot you in the heart right now. And Barry's like, what?
Yeah, he's telling him, give up on Iris. I tried that. Does not work.
It's not gonna work. Let her go. Superhero guys like us, we don't get the girl.
Yeah, it's like you.
Women giggling and chattering. I feel that that's a little...
That is a big turn from what the original superhero standard was about 10 years ago, where superheroes always got the girl.
Yeah, but in this, what they're doing is they're showing how realistic it will be. What it would be is
It'd be tolling on your life. You couldn't have.
Ooh,
a
baby
personal
mama.
life.
Baby
Yeah,
mama.
baby
alert.
mama appears right here. Hi.
Yeah. And it's just very quick words right now.
It's like in Oliver's brain, it's like, here's a chick that I thought I knocked up, and she left my life forever. I never talked to her again. She's thinking, oh crap, I broke the deal. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I did not think I'd find him 600 miles away.
Oh, and she brings out the mother to remind everyone who she is. If you
Yeah.
want to know, you got to look up the mother dying episode, and you see her again.
Yeah, when
That's the
she said
episode.
that, that's when I started to think it was like, is that the lady that he got pregnant?
And then she was told to say that she lost the baby, which she didn't, obviously.
Yeah, it was a miscarriage. Yeah, no, he's alive. I think
Cover
Oliver would like step up as a father at this point.
Oh yeah, once everyone believes that he's going to find out and say, "Hey, let me in on this. I can help.
Yeah, let me be rich.
I messed up back then. Let me help."
That kid
now."
probably has a really good life. I mean, like she gave her a lot of money to leave.
like $1 million, I think.
Like she could live off that forever.
Well,
Give him education.
if you're poor like us normal people, like
Yeah. If you just
Oliver
live within
Queen,
your means.
Oliver Queen is poor right now.
Here's the first conversation between the Flash and Iris that ends badly.
Well, what Stephen Amell was saying about Oliver Queen saying he's poor, it means he still has like a couple million or $1 billion. He's just not rich as in rich anymore.
He just can't spend his money on whatever he wants whenever he wants.
Yeah,
He's got a budget somewhat.
yeah.
It's like, nah, poor is when you look in your pocket to buy like a taco and you realize that you only have $1.
Well, dude, Jack in the Box.
Yeah, only
9
Jack in
cents
the Box
tacos,
can help you.
and you get 2 tacos.
Poor is when you buy something and you realize you don't have enough money for the tax.
Oh,
That's worse.
That's the pain.
If we have any Oregon viewers here, listeners here, then you don't have to deal with that. But in Oregon, there's no state tax, so you could just buy something for like 99 cents. It's 99 cents. It's
I
not
know, right?
99. It's not 99 cents, and you ring it up, and it goes like $1.07.
Yeah. Isn't that our tax? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8%.
Well, welcome to California.
Yeah.
Central Valley. So we get a Flash logo with an arrow shoot through it and a green lightning bolt. And this is where I lost it. Because of a tweet that Robbie Amell actually posted that day. He said, "Hey everyone, stay tuned to the after part of Arrow, or of Flash tonight."
It's the first time they reveal that Ronnie is alive, and he was affected by the
Well,
particle
we
accelerator.
actually, right now, no one can kind of tell it's Robbie, because you can't tell his face. They
Well-
literally just showed a picture of him, and he doesn't look like that right now.
It's like
Because he's kind of on fire in this situation.
he should be extremely powerful. He was in the center of the blast.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if his hair is burning away in this scene.
No.
Right there. Oh no,
No, he
yeah,
still
no,
has
it's still
his
there.
hair.
It's just really hidden with the flames.
And that's the end of that episode right there.
You guys should stay tuned
Yeah.
to watch the. I
we're
guess
gonna-
not stay tuned, but click on the next episode. That
No. It's going to be connect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it. What you're going to do is just like every other episode. We're going to replace the next episode with a Marvel Minute. Because usually we have our opening music, have which you guys already heard, have our
We have opening
main story.
music?
Yeah. I got to show you the song, dude. The song's called The Ballad of Barry Allen.
For all you podcast listeners, I've never once listened to our podcast. I know that sounds horrible, but it's like I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I'm having the conversation, so I don't ever listen to it.
And I listen to it when I'm skimming through to fix all the edits that I need to make in the episode, which is very rare unless we swear.
I've improved a lot on the swearing.
I know.
I haven't sworn once since we started again.
I know, and I'm the only person who has sworn on the podcast, which everyone likes to bring up, is me, and I'm the one who made the rule no swearing, because we got kids out there that want to listen to this,
It's like,
because it's a good
we
show.
need a guideline of words that are acceptable.
Yeah.
Like some words I skip out on, and you can censor me for this one, but like the word ass, because I want to say that's badass a lot.
Yeah, I try to avoid that. I'll let that slide right now.
They say it in the show, too. He's
Yeah,
like,
I know. That was Sarah's old thing, the old host that I had for Sword. Her thing was, well, they said it in the show, I should be able to say it here, too. And I'm like...
It's a fair argument.
Yeah, it is, but I like to keep this as a nice and friendly, family-friendly thing that you can listen to, like, on your way to deliver the kid... Like, take the kids to school while you're going to work, sort of thing.
If anyone, I swear if anyone takes their kids to schools and listens to this, like, that'd be weird.
I know, I'm just saying, when I used to go to school, I'd listen to podcasts.
Hey, little Billy, the new podcast came out. You gotta listen to it.
Phil's in it, and Anthony's back.
I'm gonna take you to school, and we're gonna listen to it for an hour on the way to school.
Well, they could live in LA. That's the commute.
How we gonna listen to it? I burnt it on a CD so we can hear it in the car.
Dude, we're a podcast. You can download us.
Not
on
my
iTunes.
car. My car's old.
You could, put it on a phone, plug it into the car.
See, my car don't do that.
Dude, I got you that radio converter. Do you use it?
I lost it.
Of course you did. I lost mine too, so it's
so.
okay.
Yeah, I lost it.
No, but we have the opening music, our intro words that we say every time. We read the emails, talk about the Facebook page because we have so many hits on both of those. Then we have the main body of the podcast, which is us commentary on the episode. Then we have our little outro. We have our little outro, and then it goes into the music. And then usually we have a Marvel Minute come in at the end, which we didn't have last episode.
Not enough Marvel Minutes for every episode.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of news lately.
And they're not always a minute. No.
Dude, we did one that was a half hour long.
That's not a Marvel Minute. That's
apologize.
a Marvel short. Like,
yeah,
that's what you can call it.
We still put it on the episode though.
Like, yeah.
And then
so
after that,
how are we gonna start the next episode?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our outro for this in just a second, and then I'll stop the thing. We'll take a couple minutes break, get ready for the next, and then boom.
All right. So.
Okay, so I started off this week. To join the discussion with everyone, go to facebook.com/groups/Speedforce podcast.
Or to have your email read at the beginning of the podcast, email us at speedforcepodcast@gmail.com.
For us here at Speedforce, I'm Phil.
And I'm Anthony. Ride the lightning, speedsters.
Wish I'd never gone into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike, because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it, I'll be gone before you see me. And do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around, cause time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.
Hey, thanks for staying past all that great music and listening for this now. I know that was pretty long. This is the rest of the Arrow and Flash crossover event.
Yeah, we're now going to talk about the Arrow episode that follows the Flash episode.
Brave and Bold, which is a reference to...
the Batman series.
Yeah. And...
Another Batman reference. This is getting...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a lot of Batman.
Well, the thing is, Brave and the Bold was always used to signify whenever Batman teamed up with someone. Because he was really brave. Batman was always brave, and the person he always teamed up with was always bold.
No, the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about Batman. I mean, we talked about it, but if they were to do it, it would be a very long time from now.
Yeah.
They'd really have to establish it.
They truly don't have the rights to do it right now.
Yeah. They did Gotham. That's what they attempted.
Yeah, and that's on a totally different even network. That's not even
Gotham's
connected.
over. It could be the follow-up series to it. You know, Gotham and then Batman. You know,
yeah.
I could see that, and then
what
they built
happened,
up Bruce Wayne so much, like they built him from a child. You know his story so well for the series.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. I would love that actually.
Yeah.
By the end, he's gonna be cool. He's gonna be Batman. He's gonna be like,
Well, he has to go through the whole
Yeah.
league first
Yeah.
before he can become Batman.
I hope they show that.
What, him in the league?
Yeah, the training with the League of Assassins. That
Well,
would
he
tie.
went after he graduated from college, so So Bruce is gonna disappear in the show.
Probably season 4, like some random ass faraway season when he's older.
Yeah.
All right, well let's get to the episode.
Pressing play now. So my name is Oliver Queen.
Yeah. it's geez, this show.
I'm kind of irritated by how it went from I spent 5 years on a hellish island and then it changed to 5 years in hell. I feel I'm irritated by that more than I should be.
Yeah, I don't know.
They could have easily started the series with I spent 5 years in hell, and no one would have known. They would have just figured he just was on the island.
You know what I like about these shows though a lot is the only problem with the shows are things we have to nitpick because there's not many problems with the show.
Yeah.
That's what's really cool. It's a show where you have to look for something to really go pick at, and they work towards to fix that problem. Like every week, it's harder to nitpick.
Yeah. And the funny thing with
I love the showing of him.
God, he just gets shot in the back.
That is literally going to be the scene of that show for so long. Like, everyone's gonna be like, that is the scene everyone remembers.
Yeah.
They're getting shot in the back by Arrow.
I love it. They're using the same skyline. It's the same city they record in. So they have to pretty much use the same, like...
Wait, they're in Starling.
Vancouver. Oh. Yeah, they're in Starling now.
But the same, the filming location is still Vancouver, same place.
Yeah. The same exact area of Vancouver, too.
Yeah, they probably just filmed the whole, 2 episodes. Just, okay, guys, there's a big group of actors from both Arrow and The Flash.
Yeah. So, right now they're at Digger Harkness. I think that's his name.
Yeah, it's a hard name to say.
It's either Harkness or Harkins.
So you see Oliver just saying, the whole place is set with tripwires.
It's going to explode the second we open a door or step in anywhere, so...
And right now, obviously, I feel like I'm just going to point it out, they're chasing Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
They're continuing exactly off. This is just what happened the next day, probably, after they got back.
Yeah. And Roy's like, oh, what were you guys up to?
Doing stuff.
Because Roy is the only one of Team Arrow that was left behind. Poor guy.
That's weird. I guess he's too young to travel with them.
Why?
Those things.
He traveled with them to Corto Maltese.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Oliver wasn't ready to reveal Barry to him.
Yeah,
and he still wasn't. He still wasn't this episode. He's reluctant to reveal Barry to the rest of his team.
Yeah, Barry didn't give him a choice.
Just showed up.
Yeah. Okay, and right here I wanted to tell you, they have these pointers on them, and Oliver's been through this situation before. It's not bothering him at all. But Roy has to be freaking out right now.
It's like
that these laser sights are on him.
The trust Roy has in Oliver is just immense.
Yeah.
He trusts him with his life.
And for those who know the comics, that trust is going to go away one day.
Yeah.
We all know that trust disappears like
but
that.
It's a good starting point for him to learn from Oliver. Just to trust him completely, it means that he will listen to him explicitly. So that's good. And it's like a new Arrow.
Yeah. I was always saying that if Oliver ever died in the show, or if they finish out their 5-season arc... Oh, I love this. The Arrow's logo, and then a flash hits behind it. Lightning bolt is the correct word, I believe. If they ever kill off Oliver in the show, they could continue the series as Arrow with Roy. Still,
they could,
and he just changes his name from Arsenal to Red Arrow. I know that's backtracking in the comics, but it would make sense still.
Yeah, although
that
every
way we
fan
still get
of
our
the
show
would be raging beyond all belief that Oliver is dead.
Well,
they built this character up so much. Like, if he were to die, it would just... The show would probably... The fan base would just drop, a crazy amount. But I would still watch it. I would still be like, oh,
yeah,
I'm watching Arrow this week. But I'd be upset. I would be so upset if Oliver died.
Especially all the time
they invested in these back scenes. They're showing one right now where he's got to learn to torture.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it feels so wasted, like, oh, we learned his whole backstory, and then he died.
Well, what are they going to do after the 5-season arc?
Roy's backstory is Arrow, like, just him meeting Oliver and
Well, we
dating
know
his sister.
stuff happened to him beforehand. We know stuff went down, probably. I'm just sad that they skipped the whole Brave Bow thing that went on. You don't even know who Brave Bow is, do
Brave
you?
Bow. Who's Brave Bow?
Brave Bow was the Native American that raised Roy from birth, pretty much. Or not birth, but
Yeah,
when
that
Roy
didn't
was
happen.
about
Wasn't
10.
he like an orphan or something?
Yeah. Brave Bow raised him and taught him archery.
And this one Oliver teaches. That's a better storyline.
I
Oliver teaching him.
They show the Palmer Technology logo right now on the Queen Consolidated building. I'm not calling it Palmer Building because Oliver's. This is
Might as
his.
well call it by his future name, Queen Ink.
Yeah.
Oh, so we first. Oh wait, they crossed over right now.
Caitlin and Cisco show up and they're saying, "Oh, we had vacation days and we just wanted." And Cisco's like, "Straight up, we want to see the Arrow Cave. Show it to us."
That's all they want to see. They both look really excited. Like they really just.
I want to see the toys. I need to see the toys.
Even Caitlin looks really excited to go. Like she's got the face. Like let's
Yeah.
go. Like
She has
let's
a
go.
little giddy little like girl on Christmas.
Like Cisco saying what I'm thinking, so I'm not speaking.
Yeah. Don't touch that or that.
Yeah. So Cisco's got to touch everything he sees, and he knows like the arrows. Like he's just like, yeah, that's
So that's how he shoots his cable arrows. I've always wondered how they do those.
yeah. It's just.
Oh, I love that. Roy calls it the Arrow Cave, and Felicity starts playing with her with
ear or something.
her earring.
Yeah.
She has a little disco ball earring, and she's just dinging it back and forth like a little
disco
cat.
ball vibe.
Oh,
I could see a relation to that.
I didn't even catch that. She's still playing with it. Oh, the salmon ladder, and she's like, "Oh, that's my distraction from work."
Yeah, it's just. I think it's. Oh, dang.
Now I have to go back and figure out where you said it. Ha! Oh,
Here, I'm
1
gonna
hour and
clap.
50
Sorry,
minutes.
guys.
No, I
said
got it.
fudge out loud.
It was 1 hour and 50 minutes.
I think it's messed up though. How Oliver set that up in front of Felicity. Like it seems intentional. He set that up that way just to like have her watch him as he does his workout. That's what I was going at right there.
But
It's messed up.
the thing is, he set it up before she even set up his lab.
So she set up her
So-
computer desk around that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't him that did it. It was her.
She's like my distraction from work. Oh, so we see Captain Boomerang sneaking into what's this?
This Argus.
Argus? Yeah.
And he's pretending to be someone else right now. Well, I think the character's Asian, and he's obviously Australian. Kind of two different nationalities.
I don't know. I mean, Phil, we're talking about how hard it is to make him look cool. Like,
And I feel okay. You can't go wrong with Australian being cool. Like being Australian already adds up like 10 extra.
well, it's like,
Like,
Captain
coolness
Boomerang.
points.
In all honesty, if you were to describe him to somebody who had never heard of Marvel Comics ever, like, and you just go, "There's
DC
a bad
Comics.
DC Comics, my bad." If you were to go up to someone and say, "Hey, you know, there's a villain who throws boomerangs at people, and they're sharp and they inflict damage," like, dude, why does he use boomerangs? Like, that's dumb. But
Everyone would reply with, "Is that a Flash villain? Because the Flash has stupid villains."
yeah, it's like they try to make him. I like how they
And
made
right
the,
here, they use the boomerangs as melee weapons with a one thrown to take out one guy.
Yeah, we were talking. I'm like, yeah, they had to incorporate one throw to make it like, oh yeah, he's using his boomerang like a boomerang.
I still love how they had the fern in the background. I love that fern.
Random fern.
It is my favorite. It is my favorite object in the Arrow Cave, more than anything else.
But did they get the? I can't remember. Is the fern just been there, or did they get it somehow?
No, Felicity got it for him on the first episode. She's like,
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to lighten up the place. I got us a plant.
It's just been there since.
And it's just in the background now. So someone on set has to either water that fern constantly, or it's a fake fern.
It's probably Felicity. She's down there all the time.
No, I'm saying on the set of the
Oh
show.
yeah, they have probably keep that thing alive.
Yeah. Because they're in a
Quickly.
dark area.
Quickly, let's film the whole season before this fern dies. We don't want to water it.
I love that. Because he always calls her sweetie when he wants something. So all he says is sweetie. And so she tosses him a gun.
I guarantee you they're gonna bring that up in a hostage type situation or something where he's gonna say "sweetie" and he's gonna receive something to save the day in a future episode. I could feel it because I mean, there's a spoiler at the end of the episode, but I'm not going to say it, but there's a thing going on between them.
Oh, yeah. They don't like each other, I think.
I'm pretty sure they hate each
The
other.
thing is that I don't like Lila as much. I feel that her character drives me crazy a
Well,
little
isn't
bit.
she in charge of the Suicide Squad?
I think she's in charge of the Suicide Squad. Actually, I think Amanda is. Amanda Waller. She's the big person of Argus.
What's her name?
Thea.
The first hint that Thea's gotten a new romantic relationship with the... I mean,
DJ.
I guess the DJ did kiss her in that episode, but it's like now she's talking on the phone with him and saying, "Oh, we're not dating."
Oh, did you see that? I never noticed that. Like, subtlety. That was good acting right there. They jumped off of the first floor, or jumped off the second floor onto the first floor, Arrow and Roy, and Oliver was able to, like, just knock it off, shrug it off, and Roy was like, "Oh, I missed that slip," as if Roy doesn't have as much experience. So, Boomerang.
I like watching Roy fight.
Oh, he's good. But he gets knocked down fast each time. What's up?
So Barry just runs in and catches the boomerangs before they hit Oliver. Just like how Oliver shot arrows at, who did he shoot him at?
The security guard.
Yeah, the security guard.
Or police officer.
It's like they swooped in on their, like, perp, and it's like they're, like, both irritated with each other.
What's up?
Got back at him.
I love Barry's face, because the whole time it's just like, I feel in his mind he's saying, "What's up?" the whole time.
Yeah, he just nods, like, he just gives the, like, the nod of, "I got you back."
But in that scene, Boomerang broke Roy's bow. Or,
well, Roy's bow's fixed right here. He's holding it.
I thought he broke it.
Maybe you
someone
caught a continuity problem in the show.
Huh.
Where they just...
And that's why he didn't go back and grab it. He just grabbed out his skirmish sticks and went all Nightwing on him. You saw that?
Yeah,
He went Nightwing.
Didn't fight him too good, though.
We caught him 3 years ago and put him in prison. And
Task Force X.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Which everyone should know who the Suicide Squad is.
Deadshot, Bronze Tiger. I'd say Shrapnel's in it, but
Harley
he got
Quinn.
blown up. Harley Quinn, but she isn't in this one. In the movie, she will be.
Yeah.
She's played by Maggie Robot. And Will Smith is going to be in the movie, FYI.
Really?
Yeah, Deadshot.
That's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Will Smith is an amazing actor.
Yeah.
It's just surprising that an A-list actor like that, like Will Smith, would want to do this.
Oh, why would you not? It's a DC Universe
Well,
movie.
he doesn't
Robert
need
Downey
to.
Jr.
I mean, but he doesn't even need to do it. He's
True.
Will Smith.
Oh, so Flash is over here just cranking at the salmon ladder, and Caitlin says, "How often does Oliver do this?" And Felicity's response is, "Great.
It's
Every
gotta-
Wednesday."
I bet you
Which is when the show airs.
Oh, every Wednesday. Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. That is cool. It's like Oliver's doing it, but I think it's more momentum for all... No, why do I do that all the time? Barry's doing it, but it's not... It's more momentum, because Cisco's trying to do it with his strength, and he's just doing a pull-up, like...
Yeah, he's not. He can't even. He can't even do a full thing.
He kind of did a pull-up right there.
He did a nerd pull up, dude.
I think the actor who plays him can do a pull-up, and he had a fake not being able to do a pull-up.
Yeah.
He pulled himself up, and then he just, like, kind of slowed down, like, oh, I'm not supposed to be able to do this.
It'd be like if I went up there. Like, I look like I'm someone who can't do pull ups, but if I went up there and
You
started
can do a
doing it,
pull-up.
I could just crank it.
Yeah.
I have a pull up bar in my closet, dude.
I could do, like, 3.
I could do about 15.
Last time I did a pull-up was
Before I start
junior
to-
year in high school.
Oh, so Barry comes back and he's eating sushi, and they're just like, "Dude, your secret identity."
It's like, oh, they're married. they're not
No,
married.
we're not.
There's a lot of
So he assumes that Diggle told her about him,
foreshadowing.
and Diggle's just like, "I didn't tell her. I keep secrets for a living, dude." He's like, "Oh, my bad." He's so casual about his secret identity being lost. Like, every day he tells a new person he has who he is.
On
Pretty
the
much.
Flash.
On the Flash.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
on the
like-
Flash.
Well, that's supposed to be Barry Allen's character. He's like, he's not as serious.
Yeah.
This is half a game, half serious.
The way I always love to hear it is Superman is the brawn of the Justice League, Batman is the brains of the Justice League, and Flash is the heart.
Yeah, well, that's how the whole Justice League series
Yeah.
played out. Was if once the Flash, if the Flash dies, don't they turn all evil?
Yeah.
And they had a whole story arc about that too.
On Justice League Unlimited?
Yeah.
Or just Justice League?
No, Justice League Unlimited had
I
one too.
gotta watch this show. You keep telling me about it. And
Well,
it's
I
on
don't think it was
Netflix.
Justice League Unlimited. It was.
And I feel the way that they did this.
Oh yeah, he reassembles the boomerangs like super fast.
Yeah, the way I feel they did that is either that's photoshopped, or it's just all these pieces, or it's all
Oh, it's
put
easy how
together
they did it,
barely.
bro.
And he just took it all apart.
Yeah, all
And they
did
just
was
hit
take-
it backwards.
They just played it backwards.
That's what I
and-
thought.
And and they just played back, and then he just stood there and he just put it all together.
Yeah, and so they're looking at one of the boomerangs and Kaboom Boomerang. That is a terrible name. He's done better.
Yeah, it's like he just does kid eye.
And they're like, that's a terrible name, man. You've done better. He's like, I know, I'm sorry. And Oliver's like, let's be serious here. Nerds, shut up.
Oliver's not used to all this upbeat giddiness in his arrow cave.
Arrow Cave, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it more as the other name that it should be called.
What's it supposed to be called again?
Quiver. That's where arrows are held.
Oh, the quiver. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
That's where arrows are held. I feel that that's the correct name. Well, Batman, it makes sense. The Bat Cave, because bats live in caves.
The Bat Cave.
He
yeah.
should really call his base the Quiver.
It's like, I don't know. I guess arrow cave. It's funny because it so does not sound like Oliver style, and then they just totally get him. But you're Burt Allen, right?
Bart Allen.
Bart Allen.
Which, all of you who have heard me rant about Bart Allen being the grandson of the Flash. So that's a little Easter egg right there, you know.
Yeah. Barry decided to name. And Barry had a child, and his child had a child, and then for some reason, because randomly a detective way back, like 50 years ago, called him Bart Allen.
Barry's just like, hey, son, a detective once called me that by accident. You should name that your kid.
Great idea, Dad. It's like,
Genius.
it's just
Is
funny.
it-
It's just like, what? Really?
So,
So they're just having they're having a conversation about. I don't even know why he talks to Barry about this,
because Barry's also a police officer.
but he's
So he could
he's
talk
a
to him about
forensic
cases.
scientist. Like,
So Barry
From a
runs in.
different
He's like,
department.
"You were a member of the Russian mob? Former member, probably." Remember that episode where they had the falling out, where he just like takes out the whole mob one day with Sarah?
I do. It took me a minute. I was like, what is he talking about?
It was in season 2.
Yeah, I always forget when we go back a season to talk about something. It's like there's been 3 seasons of Arrow, and I forget
Yeah.
that there's been so many seasons of Arrow compared to the Flash, who's on there first.
Yeah, Oliver's supposed to scout out this position. Roy's supposed to scout out this position. Diggle's scouting out this position, and Barry's supposed to create a perimeter. Well, Barry does everyone's job at once.
Barry just does what the Flash does. Like,
He just took out all the like mob. He zip cuffed their hands and probably just punched them all in the face really fast and knocked them out.
you can tell it irritates Oliver because it's like I can't do anything.
Ugh.
I think maybe that's why he interrogates that dude so crazy hard. Like,
Yeah,
because he's like,
probably.
I gotta make up for like what just happened.
Yeah, Barry just runs in, grabs him. I love this. My friend wants to have a conversation with you, and he's gonna have one. You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm just tired. It's a late
How
night.
often do people say "go to hell" to the superhero?
Go to hell. I'll be like, I just respond, I'm already there.
I'm a superhero. You don't know what I have to go through on a daily basis.
Every moment I'm with you, I'm there. Just like-
So he's interrogating this guy, or interrogating. I can't pronounce.
he
that
basically
word
just shot him
correctly.
with the arrow and twisted it until he gave him like information, and Barry's just like, nope.
Dude, this is messed up.
You're
You
torturing
need
this
to stop.
He's torturing him for information. No matter how you word it, that's what's going on.
So Barry grabs the guy, runs off, takes him to Lance,
Handcuffs him to his like file cabinet.
and Lance is just like, you're under arrest.
I'm surprised Lance has no more parts in this episode. I think that's his
Yeah,
last-
that's it.
So he's never going to get an answer to how that happened. Apparently, I don't think
No.
they'll ever bring it up again.
It's kind of like how that one cop got thrown into the alleyway with the guy who tried to mug Barry.
I would give this show ultimate kudos in just like servicing the fans. he just brings that up at one point. Like, I still don't understand how he got handcuffed to my file cabinet. Like,
They might actually do that next episode, knowing
be
how the
funny.
show works.
they do a lot of stuff like that for the fans. Like,
Yeah.
you don't think they're gonna notice or say?
Oh, I
something
love
to
this.
you?
You're not in Central City, where
Yeah.
it's always bright and everything, and it's always daytime, and that goes back to what Eric and I were talking about one day. How it's always daytime there, and it's always nighttime here. So maybe they're listening to our podcast and just decided to throw that in.
Well, it's part of filming a scene. You gotta make sure that the lighting is based around what you want the audience to feel. So, I mean, you're watching Arrow, more serious, more dark show.
So they
obviously,
have less light.
Yeah, and not obviously less light. It being dark sets that mood. But Barry Allen and as the Flash, it needs to be a bright, upbeat, happy setting. So sunny day, clean city. It's crazy that I didn't know they filmed this in the exact same city.
Yeah, Vancouver.
I thought they filmed both shows in two totally different locations.
No, there was a set photo one day where it was a little, like, turn this way for this, turn this way for this. The sign said, turn this way for Arrow, turn this way for Flash.
Dang. It's like legitimately in the middle of shooting.
Oh,
they
so
could just bring
Lila
a guy
says
in.
Speedy, and Oliver's first reaction is Roy. And she's like, no, the person with speed. Which makes me laugh about all the episodes of Young Justice, where they're like, hey, it's Speedy. No, I'm Kid Flash.
Yeah.
This is Speedy.
It's like, I think there's probably going to be a point where there's a Kid Flash, or...
Oh, yeah, and it took them to episode 7 of Arrow of season 1 to bring in Roy. So I feel season 2, Wally's going to be brought in as a cousin of Iris's son. As that way he's still their nephew.
There's always a risk, though. Like, right now, Felicity's decrypting the phone. That's the thing that's going on right now. They're trying to figure out where... I think it's Captain Boomerang. They're searching for his phone.
Yeah. And Oliver's like, okay, Cisco, you're going to go with Diggle and Roy, and Barry, you're going to go with me.
It's like, now there's a wedge between Oliver and Barry because Barry saw Oliver torture a man in front of him.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of, like...
They were buddy-buddy up until this point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So they're going in a flashback when Oliver had to torture this...
Trying to torture this guy. He can't do it.
He just doesn't have it in him. He could kill people to defend himself, but he can't torture a man.
He can't torture to save people yet.
I mean, he learns his lesson. He's wasting so much time that the city literally gets destroyed behind him.
He's just trying to talk to him and say, hey, just tell me. I don't want to have to hurt you, man. But I'll do it if I have to save everyone. And, well...
All he has to do is pull out each...
If you notice his voice
chin
in
hairs,
that,
bro. Just one hair at a time. Like, answer me.
If you noticed in that, Oliver's voice is so different. Like, nowadays he's like, where's the bomb? In this, it's like, hey, where's the bomb? Well, he has the...
He's asking it like a regular person would.
Yeah.
Not how...
He needs to get that
Arrow would.
gritty to him.
That screaming anger, like he's gonna mess me up sound.
Like holding a guy over an alleyway and asking, where were the drugs going? Like that, like Batman.
I mean, he was soft-hearted before he went to the island. And then he came back, like, really hardened. Like, you can't phase him anymore. So it was a dramatic change. So I like how they show this. They can't do it in the Flash because this is his backstory.
Yeah. So Cisco's like, people who can kill people with boomerangs or walk on water, and Roy's just like, wait, Barry can run on water? He's Jesus.
It's like, I like how they mentioned this, like, that puts you in a very interesting crowd. You know, it's just like, just
only a few people can do this.
just him, Jesus, and Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows Chuck Norris taught Jesus.
Yeah. Chuck Norris can walk on water and swim through land.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. I have a poster behind you that says that.
And some say if you do enough LSD, you can see it too. No.
Don't do LSD.
Oh, another wife quote. She's your wife, right? No, she's not my wife.
Oh. So are you counting all of them? So that's about 3 for you now.
I think they do a fourth one right here because they both answer Roy. Roy and Diggle at the same time. It's not his wife.
I think that was
I think
actually
we missed
4.
it.
Yeah, that's what you said it as they said it.
Yeah.
That's when you first brought it up. So Oliver's going through this building right now, and here's punching, and just all the people are just handcuffed now, and they're all confused that they're handcuffed. They're like, "What? What just happened?"
I knew he was there.
Yeah. Oh, this show's good, man.
It's like there's always some questions I have about Barry's power. Like, you know, if everything is accelerated for him, how is his awareness not accelerated?
Yeah. Well, the
And
thing
then
is,
other times it
he's
is.
not at his complete speed yet. His complete speed is an attosecond, which is the shortest amount of time recorded possible is 12 attoseconds.
So he can go at 1 attosecond.
Yes. He can literally be everywhere in the world at once.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's like, you see, you gotta watch Justice League, not the Unlimited one, but there's the Flash literally defeats Doomsday. Or
I
defeats
see.
Doomsday,
Well,
yeah.
Flash is the most powerful superhero. So Boomerang flies in the Arrow Cave now.
Yeah.
And Boomerang
they use a
walks
cell
out.
phone to track him.
Yeah, and he found it out.
So he's after what's her name, Lily? Or
Lila.
Lila. He's after Lila. He wants to take her out because she put him in the Suicide Squad and put a bomb in the back of his neck. So
But he was able to disarm it. She's like, where are the guns in here? And Felicity's like, third drawer behind you.
They're doing to keep organized. See,
I know, right?
If that were my superhero cave, it'd
She
be like,
better
you
not-
gotta find it.
She better not shoot that fern. I'm going to be angry if she does. If that fern does not make it out of this season alive.
There'd probably be a funny thing, like, if she did, Felicity would be like, my fern.
Not the fern.
Like, just like a whisper.
Because the reason she put it in there was for them to care about something. Was for all of them. Because they're all doing this hard, gritty job and none of them care about anything.
We should get a puppy.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm sure a puppy would be useful in the situation.
What would they name? What would they name it? Arrowhead.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Arrowhead.
Yeah.
It's Arrowhead.
Just an homage to the fans. Oh, so we're talking over a very like undramatic scene. Well, kind of
Alright.
dramatic, I guess.
Well, basically,
Lila got hit with a boomerang to the chest.
pretty close to fatal.
Well, actually, I just realized it's on the opposite side. The heart's over here. She
That's
got hit
still-
right over
She
here.
got hit in the lung.
Oh,
She got hit. She got hit and it probably hit her rib cage and broke some stuff.
and she isn't breathing right now.
Yeah. See, you
You
don't see
don't breathe, you die. I thought.
You don't.
But
You don't.
this-
Well, I guess. Trachea is like, just. You know that thing with the pen where they stab
Yeah.
you in the neck so you can breathe. I didn't see him do that, and they should have done that. That'd be too epic for
This
the
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could do it in like Breaking Bad, but
it's like let's just tear up her clothes and throw some blood on her, and then we'll lay her on the table for the
split.
scene. So you want me to look dead? No, I want you to look sort of dead. It's like there's a difference. You had to kind of be responsive.
So Barry just grabs her and zooms away.
Hopefully, he does not set her clothes on fire.
Yeah, we need to always worry about that now.
It's like that was seriously just fan service.
Oh yeah, definitely. But remember, they showed that does happen because
with his
clothes burned off, his shoes burned off a couple times. So
It's like it makes sense. He's going so fast.
and they did that in the 1990 show with the one girl in the pilot episode of the.
I know he messed up
1990s.
his shoes in the first because he ran and he just like destroyed his shoes.
And his entire clothes. His entire
Oh,
clothes
yeah.
burned off. And
That
that's
was
what
funny.
happened with that one girl that was sort of like the Caitlin Snow of the 1990 Flash.
Yeah, that show it was just ahead of its time. That's the only problem with that show.
The world wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, they needed to establish
The-
this genre first, and
The
then
nerd base of the world was still being in the closets. They weren't out being shoved into lockers. I mean, and-
there's now a superhero genre. Like it's considered a legitimate
Yeah.
after all the Avengers movies, the Batman films, the Superman films, and now these TV shows. It's an established for real.
yeah,
genre.
it's now a thing because
It's
while
a crime,
people,
mystery, action, adventure,
yeah,
comedy.
it's all this stuff.
So it's a superhero genre.
Because yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Because people will go to comic book stores and they'll buy a comic book, while people who don't want to read comic books will just stay at home. Each week, new episode will come out of this show. This is hilarious, and it made
Yeah.
me remember that Felicity has kissed so many superheroes. She has kissed.
the Flash.
She's
Arrow.
kissed the Flash, Green Arrow, the Atom, and
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah,
I way forgot about that.
and the one that most people don't really think about is that she's also made out with Arsenal a lot.
Who is it? Her ex-boyfriend?
No,
Who was her ex-boyfriend?
no, in the you're talking about
Yeah, in
the
that-
villain guy.
yeah.
Yeah, she's also
also-
made out
yeah.
with a villain, but Arsenal, Roy Harper, Colton Haynes, and Emily Bett Rickards, they're dating in real life.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
So-
that doesn't count towards the show, I
Well,
guess.
she's made out with so many different superheroes, dude. And if you want to count more, Adam still counts as Superman.
That must have peed him off. I didn't say it all.
No, it's okay.
I mean,
Don't say it again.
As an actor, seeing her all over, just been like, oh man, that's my girl.
Well, celebrities are used to that, though.
I guess I would be irritated. I would have a little jealous factor if I was there. Like, dang. He's
Well,
tough.
yeah.
Like,
He's
you
like,
know?
I'm a tiny one, and I'm his sidekick,
Yeah.
and she's with the.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like this scene. Let's cut this out of the show. They probably did it for that reason.
So we're having a dramatic scene
Yeah.
right here.
Superhero pep talk here. First
Yeah.
one ever in the series.
I want them to have their masks on right now for this.
I like that they don't. It brings they're
'Cause
Oliver
right
and
now-
Barry. They're not the Flash and Arrow.
That's what I want, though. I want Flash and Green Arrow having this conversation.
He's not Green Arrow.
You know what? I'm envisioning the goatee right now in this situation.
You know, if they do ever, like me and you were talking about this earlier, how they're just sticking to the name Arrow. They really haven't, the 3 seasons, and they've only teased about Green Arrow, but they haven't solidified that name. It seems Arrow is the name they're sticking with.
If I could say one thing real quick. Smallville went 10 seasons. 4 jokes of calling Clark Superman in season 1. 4 jokes about it. Throughout the entire series, they never call him it again. They call him Boy Scout. That's his code name.
He's a Boy Scout. That's cool. That's a
Season
good name.
10, last episode, Superman. They call him Superman finally in that.
And it's the last episode.
Yeah, it's the last episode, so I feel that's what they're going to do with Green Arrow. I knew they wouldn't do that with the Flash, because in the comics, the Flash, in one of the comics that I read, it's one of the first ones in New 52. Sorry, everyone, I read a New 52 comic. Flash runs up to a car that people stole money from. They're like, "Hey, it's the red blur coming at us," and he runs into the car and he's like, "Hey, if you don't mind, call me the Flash," and works really hard on making that name, and just throws the guy out of the car. So I knew they wouldn't.
I think
wait
if they
long.
do call him Green Arrow, I think it'll be like a milestone where right now in this episode he's saying that he thinks there's less Oliver and more Arrow. And
Yeah.
like he's giving up parts of himself to be Arrow.
Yeah.
I think once he establishes who he is and where he fits in this
He can
world,
finally go back to having a dual identity.
yeah, and then maybe that's when they'll introduce Green Arrow and he'll be a little more fun,
Yeah.
less serious.
So Barry just took everyone in the train station and just took him to safety.
They found Captain Boomerang and they're there as a team to fight him.
And when he was doing that, I feel Flash should have just stole those 6 boomerangs that
Yeah.
he has.
Just take his coat.
Yeah. No, because what he's wearing is a harness on the inside of the coat. The coat is not attached to the boomerangs. It's on an inside thing. I'm just glad they didn't go with the actual suit that Boomerang has in the comics. Because then they would not have been able to pull off that he's a superhero
They
villain.
really had to like.
Do you know
up
what
him
his
up.
costume is?
I seen
It's
it
this
one
little
time.
blue, like, sailor outfit sort of
gosh,
thing.
that's
It's
horrible.
weird.
Yeah, I seen it like one time and I was just like, that's I never liked Captain Boomerang just because he's a stupid villain.
I love Boomerang. I love both the captains, dude.
There's a reason they
Captain
introduced him in
Boomerang
Arrow.
and Captain Cold. I love both of them because
They were
so
cooler, but they introduced like the Flash's worst villain in another show, just like because they're like, oh, he kind of sucks. Like, and then they made him really cool and they made him melee and he's cool in this show, but most of the time he's not.
Yeah. And so we get an epic showdown right now of the melee
He
masters.
deflected 2 arrows with a boomerang he was holding. That is crazy. I did not notice that.
You didn't
before.
notice that?
No. That's crazy. I can't believe he did that.
And
So, right here, when Oliver shoots him, I really thought he shot him in the neck.
yeah, because you don't see that other arrow because it's covered.
And there's a
like
string
it
right
blends
there.
it. Yeah, the other arrow blends in with his like neck, so you don't see it really.
It just looks like he shot him in the neck and he's fine. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I first saw it. The first 2 times, and then I realized, oh, he has something around his neck.
So, Barry finds the first of the 5 bombs and he realizes,
There's a lot of people here.
yeah, and I can't disarm it. How do I disarm it? Well, there's a webcam built in your flash symbol now. Cool. I'm going to use that. He uses it and he realizes.
I love that. I love it so much that Cisco put that in there.
It's just funny. It's so
Well, what if he
convenient.
did that with the other suit that Plastique like blew up? What if there was other stuff that Flash hadn't figured out yet that Cisco had upgraded like beyond belief?
It's like Cisco's a convenient character for them because if they get stumped in the writing of the show, like
oh,
they could
I
just
already
say,
built something for you there.
Which is have Cisco say he built a webcam in his thing and just forgot to tell him.
Yeah.
Because this part would be impossible. This scene would be so impossible to really, like, what wire, you know?
Yeah.
So, basically, Barry has to disarm all 5 bombs at once. Or the other 4 will go off when he disarms one.
Yeah.
And then right now we're getting a scene with Oliver where he's going to have to decide to torture
I love that.
him or
He just
what.
yeah. Barry's like, oh, I don't need to be in multiple places at once. I just need to get everyone in each of their places. So he grabs Roy.
Roy looks so surprised because he was the first one grabbed. Like,
yeah.
What happened? This is a bomb? Why would he grab Roy first?
Not well, Roy was the first one to grab. Was right there to grab.
He grabs Caitlin. Now, right now, they're anticipating Barry grabbing him now.
Yeah. So after Barry grabs Roy and then Caitlin.
Didn't set Felicity's dress on fire this time either.
That's good. Well, not really, actually. But now he goes back and grabs Cisco, drops him off, and now they're all in their respective places.
I like Cisco's shirt. It's just a galaxy. It's just the Milky Way galaxy just on his shirt.
Well, Cisco always has the nerdy shirts, and I like that.
It fits him really well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in a show one time with the Flash symbol on his chest, like the Flash T-shirt that's out.
Yeah, he's like, dude, they're selling him down at Hot Topic for you. He's like, really? How'd they find out my logo?
It's like, dang.
I go too fast.
All right, so they all disarm the bombs at the same time. It works.
How did they get the pliers? Did they all just have them in their pocket when he grabbed him?
I guess.
Or do you think he just grabbed him from the toolbox when he went to go grab him?
There's a few questions about the scene, like where they get the pliers and how are they all able to communicate with each other? I mean, I know Cisco pulled out a tablet and talked to him, but did they have their earpieces
all of them have earpieces. With this job, you always have to have your earpiece.
Even though they're all in the same room, like I guess they could have had him in there already.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be wearing one all the time, but screw that. Take it out.
Dude, it's a Bluetooth. You gotta have your Bluetooth.
Yeah, I guess. So the Flash resumes Oliver's conversation with Captain Boomerang. He just appears.
And
I love this. Captain Boomerang's about to throw a boomerang at Oliver when he turns around, but then he just goes, "Rah!" and shoots an arrow through his hand.
And Barry's just like, you couldn't resist, could you? And Oliver's reaction is just, dude, he was gonna kill me.
He just smiled. He's just like, yeah, I could have done other stuff, but I really wouldn't shoot an arrow through his hand.
I could have shot him in other places that he would not have liked more.
Slow him down for a while. It's like, yeah.
How can you throw a boomerang with a cast?
He's like, it sucks. There's a hole in my hand. Every time I throw a boomerang, I hear a whistle from the air rushing through it. Like, all right. So, here's a big moment in the show.
You only call me sweetie when you want something.
He's like, I do, and then he proposes to her.
What?
No.
Dude, you brought that up so often. I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. So. After four moments where they all say, "Oh, you're a married couple," he actually decides, let's tie a knot.
Yeah, why not? Everyone already thinks it anyways. It won't change anything. We already live in the same house together.
Hey, babe.
We have a kid.
I know you almost got killed tonight, and I haven't really talked to you about that yet. And I know you just woke up from an horrible pain, but will you marry me? Of course.
Duh.
A kiss. She looks in pain, like she's like, ow. And he does, yeah. You know.
He's like, okay, cool.
Babe, you think that's pain? Wait till you're married to me.
I'm a pain in the neck. No, but the fern's still there. Good.
No, the fern is still there.
Good. I will always watch for that fern in every Arrow episode.
So, right now they're just having the banter after a show, just the funny little commentary, like the little funniness they add to the show.
Yeah.
I like it.
And Cisco's like, you guys could have more fun here if you guys realize you were working under a nightclub. Be more funny.
Yeah. So, wait, this is it where Cisco reveals the new Arrow suit?
Well, real quick, he says that, we put him in our prison on a deserted island.
So Barry now has his own case in the Arrow Cave for his costume.
Yeah. Whenever he shows back up again.
If you look, there's another one right next to it.
No, that's a mirror.
No, that's another one.
No, it's not.
No, that's another one.
Are you messing with me? It's reflecting, dude.
That is so not a mirror.
No, it's reflecting.
I thought there was a second one. I was about to say possibly for his sidekick in the future, like, he gets one too.
Well, here's the thing. Oliver can barely stand Barry. How will he stand a kid? How could he respond? How could he deal with a kid version of Flash?
So Cisco introduces. He's like, here, I made a new hoodie for you.
Except I used the same hood because Felicity said it had sentimental value.
Yeah, I made it lighter and everything, you know. So I guess he could sew, like really fast. Probably had Barry help him.
Yeah, Barry just did it for him.
Yeah, really. Barry could do a lot of stuff, like really fast. So
Barry could easily just go to a library, read every book, and learn how to be a doctor.
not even a doctor, like a role professor. Like he just knows everything.
Yeah.
Like you have a master's degree in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me 45 minutes at like Mach 10. Like
I went to what's the most prestige college in the world? I'll never
Harvard?
go there. Yeah, why
Harvard,
not? We'll go
yeah.
with that one. He's like, yeah, I went there. I asked them for all of their like degree tests and stuff. They're like, you haven't even taken any courses. Trust me, I'll pass it the first time.
he takes the bar, just becomes a lawyer for fun. Like, you know, I know the law.
It's
I
just
enforce the law. See, now that's something he should do. He should read the law, like the whole book of law, really quick, because then he'd know how to. He'd definitely know what they would do versus what he would do.
Yeah.
If he turned them in.
Down to he's like, oh, I could read the Miranda rights at like supersonic speed. So
Yeah, you just hear, and that's the whole Miranda rights. Like, and then he arrests you.
he's like, hey, he didn't read Miranda rights. Actually, I did within a millisecond.
So
Here we go,
here-
superhero smackdown.
Here's
coming
the
up.
tease we all knew we'd get. There's no way we were going to see a legitimate fair fight between
obviously
the two.
no.
Like,
It was so sad.
and
when
they're
I saw
teasing it. They're
that.
both laughing and they're smiling. Like,
Who
yeah.
would win, me or you? Like, and Barry's like, I already know who would win. It's me. I don't need to do this fight. And Oliver's like, well, I want to do it. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, he's like, I have tactical awareness and strategy.
And I know how. The thing is, Oliver knows how Barry fights, so it's kind of like.
Just head first, right in your face.
And at the end of it, I think Barry just clotheslines him.
I'm pretty sure because he shoots. I'm gonna count how many arrows he shoots at him right now because I didn't do that first time, but he shoots like a whole like quiver of arrows at Barry.
He shoots about 7.
Let's see here. So Oliver laughs like, you know, he's like, "Cause you think you can kick my butt."
Well, he's like, well, Barry's like, you do inspire people, not as Green Arrow. That guy's a terrible person, but as Oliver Queen.
Yeah. So right now, here's the moment where they're like, "All right, we're gonna deal with this."
I get it, Barry. You're fast. I got it.
So here we go.
Was that a sign that said free hugs above them? Because I think it said free hugs.
Oh no! So I was counting how many arrows he shoots.
No, it was fire escape.
Fire escape, free hug, same thing.
Fire
1.
exit. 1.
He catches that arrow. 2. He catches that arrow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8.
So
And he just clotheslines him, I think, right there. That's how I feel it goes.
yeah, I don't know what would happen. I mean, I guess if Oliver shoots an arrow at him and Barry knocks Oliver down, it's like a draw. Like I don't know how that would play out.
But
There's going to be references to that fight, and it's just going to be a tease
oh
for a
yeah,
while.
yeah. They're never gonna tell us who won because it's sort of like I don't know how they're gonna do Batman versus Superman because they can't actually have a legitimate ending to that fight.
No, it's like it's difficult. It must be difficult to write the show and have to make these characters even, make them like totally on the same pace when the Flash clearly has a huge advantage over Oliver.
Yeah. So I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. You guys have sat down for about an hour and 40 minutes and listened to us talk about this.
Or you took a break and sat and had a cup of hot chocolate. Maybe sat by the fire since it's all winter and everything right now.
You know, went outside, got struck by lightning, got super speed. That happens.
Or got the stutters, terrible superpower.
Yeah, terrible superpower.
Gosh. How would you use that as a superpower?
I love that. Dingle, that's another like dumb little funny thing he says. He's like, my cousin.
I had a cousin got struck by lightning. He
Yeah.
developed a stutter. He didn't get super speed.
It's like-
and a news anchor for Good Day Sacramento, Cody Stark, he was saying, that is literally the worst superhero ever. Stutter man.
Stutter man. He could say something to you in twice the amount of time it takes a normal person.
See, everyone makes fun of me because I do the uhs and
He'd be
on
like,
here.
Secretly,
I am Diggle's cousin, everyone.
You have failed this city.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, where'd you go?
So I think we're done being terrible people by making that joke.
Yeah, so we're good.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Anthony. You say it. It's your turn.
What?
You said it last episode.
Oh, you said. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn to say it.
Yeah, the whole lightning thing that we said earlier.
Time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.